Vedanta Swami Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, so today's topic was the secrets of Rath Yatra or Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. I said I don't know any secrets. So I'll tell you what maybe all of you already know. So there are two things. Of course, the first thing is how Jagannath Puri, the temple manifested, etc. Those that is one set of pastimes which I'm sure you would hear from other devotees and you would already know. So there's one more which also you would know, but which is more closely connected to our parampara. So my whole approach to Krishna consciousness is very parampara oriented. So I'm going to ask, of course, see my job, or Prabhupada said the job of a preacher, or I can't call myself sadhu, but the preacher should, what should a preacher do? Should the preacher make the listeners comfortable? Should the preacher make the listeners uncomfortable? What is the role of a preacher?
He should speak
comfortable.
Preacher should wake up the hearers, right? Basically, that's the job. And so I'm going to do that. Yeah, right. So I'm going to I'm not used to keeping it very comfortable and speak in line with what everybody wants. So there might be a lot of things which you might be doing it in your practice, which may be considered not authentic, etc. But it's my job, so I'm going to just say that. So how many of you think that we should worship Laddu Gopal? So I'm asking this because like I said, my practice of bhakti is very much parampara. And now I'm going to ask you questions, right? I'm not going to just say something and just say, okay, just follow this. So if you say yes, you please also have to say why it is approved. If you say no, you also have to say why it is not approved. And there's a reason why I'm asking this question.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
For us, in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, Radha Krishna deity worship is given to us. So in every temple of ISKCON, we find Radha Krishna and Gaur Nitai, but not Laddu Gopal is not given to us for us in the parampara.
Excellent. Right.
So,
Now, in spite of this, many devotees I am seeing are worshipping Laddu Gopal at their home. Right. And it might be that you're one of them. It's okay. But the point I want all of you to appreciate and understand is that we have a certain goal to achieve. And there are various Vaishnava paramparas, right? And everybody have their own mood of devotion. And the mood of devotion that we need to cultivate is the mood of devotion that has been given to us by our acharyas, which is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya acharyas. So while for a general people, the first pastime, which is generally about how Jagannath Puri manifested, etc., is a generic pastime which can be discussed with all paramparas. It's not very specific to our parampara. But one very specific pastime which is connected to Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai, which is connected to our parampara, was actually revealed by Shiki Mahiti. Shiki Mahiti was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed very confidential pastimes with 3.5 people. Chaitanya Charitamrita says, right? So Ramananda Rai, Swarup Damodar, Shiki Mahiti, and his sister. So Shiki Mahiti has revealed this particular, I can't remember the name of the book. This has been revealed in. This you would know. I mean, various devotees would have spoken about this pastime, so it's not a new pastime. But I'm going to still narrate this pastime because this is very dear to Gaudiya Sampradaya with respect to Jagannath Baldev Subhadra. And really, if you want to understand the mood of Jagannath Puri and Ratha Yatra, etc., we have to read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you don't read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we cannot get in to understand the real mood of devotion towards Jagannath. So this was this pastime happened in Dwaraka. So it so happened that when did Krishna go to Mathura? At what age did Krishna go to Mathura? Anybody knows?
10, Prabhuji.
12.
Okay. 11 years. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says 11 years. So when Krishna appeared, how did he appear in Mathura? What form did he appear?
With 4 hands.
Who was that?
400.
Which Krishna was that? Which Krishna was that?
Mahavishnu.
Sorry?
Mahavishnu form.
Mahavishnu. Okay. Okay.
Chaturbhuja.
Okay. Chaturbhuja.
Vasudeva Krishna.
Vasudeva Krishna. Okay. So Archana Mataji. Who is Vasudeva Krishna?
The son of Vasudeva.
Son of Vasudeva.
Okay. How is Vasudeva Krishna different from the Krishna in Vrindavan? Or is there any difference?
No difference.
Vasudeva
Prabhu.
Krishna is
Plainly
Narayan
expanded.
Prabhu, and Vrindavan Krishna is the original two-handed form Krishna.
Okay.
So basically it is said that there are 4 differences, otherwise both are same.
4 differences. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have not heard about these 4 differences.
Prabhu, the difference between the Narayan form and
Oh, no.
Krishna form,
Okay.
there,
Okay.
right?
No,
So
that's not necessarily true between Vasudeva Krishna and Shyamsundar Krishna. See, actually, we should understand this. Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityaja padam ekam nagacchati. Krishna says, Krishna doesn't leave Vrindavan. Okay. Now, but can Krishna leave Vrindavan? No, I just now asked saying that what age did Krishna leave Vrindavan? We all said different ages. But Krishna is himself saying that I don't leave Vrindavan. So what happens when Krishna leaves Vrindavan? Or does Krishna leave Vrindavan at all?
no, it's only his expansion.
So
A
this
part
is this is actually the key to also understand these pastimes. Actually, Krishna is when Krishna appears outside Vrindavan, he appears as Vasudeva Krishna. Vasudeva Krishna is the first expansion. From Krishna comes Balaram. From Balaram, first Chaturvyuha. When you say first expansion, first Chaturvyuha Vasudeva. Vasudeva Krishna. He appears in Mathura. And we all know, our acharyas have revealed that when Vasudeva actually brings Vasudeva Krishna on his, in that basket, and he comes to Gokul, by the time actually the Vasudeva Krishna enters into Shyamasundara Krishna, and there's only one Krishna, which is the 200 form. Now this 200 Shyamasundara Krishna, he never leaves Vrindavan. So actually when this pastime happens of Krishna going to Mathura, actually this is a very deep philosophy. So Krishna remains in Vrindavan, but not even to be seen by his most intimate devotees, in the sense that they are actually thinking that he has gone. And because they think that he's gone, their whole life comes to a standstill, right? When we talk about Krishna consciousness, this is the state we are talking about. Where we are talking about we should do our work and still do Krishna consciousness. What about the Brajavasis? What happened to their life after Krishna left Vrindavan? See, we should understand this is where we have to go. What is the goal of our life? One word. What is the goal of our life?
Golokdam.
To serve
Goloka.
the Lord.
Back to God.
Serve the Lord. Okay.
After God.
Krishna Prema. See, this one, even anybody, even if we are in I don't know, whatever condition of life we are in, this should spontaneously come out of our mouth. Krishna Prema is the goal of our life. Now the question I'm going to ask is, how do we reach Krishna Prema? And what is this Krishna Prema? What is this Krishna Prema? And how do we achieve this Krishna Prema?
By serving him, Prabhuji.
By serving his devotees.
Serving him with devotees.
By doing this devotional service, doing the sadhana bhakti and serving the spiritual master and slowly rising to the stage of raga bhakti, that's where the Krishna
Sorry,
prema will
slowly raising to
raga
little
bhakti.
Raga Bhakti. Okay, Raga Bhakti.
So
Okay,
then we can attain the Krishna
okay.
prema, which is a good
So,
piece.
okay,
Yeah.
so
Thinking of Lord 24/7, Prabhu. Always thinking of Lord.
24/7. Okay,
We
24/7.
complete surrender to Krishna.
Complete surrender to Krishna. Okay, so now see, one thing, when we should understand, Prabhupada always said his books are very practical. What does practical mean? Practical means that we should be able to apply this in our life. So if you tell me like complete surrender, I can't understand. I can't understand what it means. Because the question I'm asking is what should I do to achieve that? What is Krishna Prema and what should I do to achieve that? And the answer should be very practical. See, if we think about
Devotional
Krishna
service,
also,
Prabhuji. Devotional service.
yeah, devotional service, sure, devotional service. So, Krishna in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, okay, if suppose say we do devotional service, okay, how do we reach Vaikuntha? So our goal is Goloka, somebody said, right? Yeah.
By
So what?
pleasing Vishnu, Prabhu.
By worshipping Vishnu, okay. How is
By
Vishnu
pleasing
worshipped?
the Aishwarya Bhava.
Aishwarya Baba. So it is not just if we just say we should think about Krishna 24/7. It's not enough. If we think about Krishna 24/7 in Aishwarya Bhava, where will we go?
Vaikuntha.
Okay, we won't go to Vaikuntha. So this is all. See, these things we have to understand. This session might leave you completely confused. Okay, the idea is that then you'll call me again for another session for clarification. No, I'm just kidding. So see, the thing is, when we worship Vishnu in Aishwarya Bhava, we go to Vaikuntha. Okay, when we worship Krishna with Aishwarya Bhava, we go to Dwaraka. Okay. Now, how many of you want to go to Dwaraka? How many of you want to go to the Goloka? It's okay if you are not sure. It doesn't matter. I mean, at this point of time, it doesn't matter. It does matter, but this point of time, it doesn't maybe matter. But see, these things I'm asking because I speak to so many devotees, right? It's all the standard answers that I get, right? Which are absolutely not wrong. These are absolutely fundamental for our practice of devotion, right? Surrendering to spiritual master. Actually, the answer I should have heard is Shravanam. When I say devotional service, first thing you should answer is Shravanam Kirtanam, right? Because this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. You're just singing Nadia Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. I mean, we should understand the mood of our acharyas. So anyway, so the point is that Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Krishna is not too attracted by this devotional service in awe and reverence. He is not too attracted by it. Who accepts our offerings when we do it with awe and reverence? Who actually accepts? For example, we are offering bhoga. When you offer bhoga in awe and reverence, meaning without love, who accepts? It is accepted, by the way. It's not that it's not accepted. Who accepts?
Vishnu, Prabhuji.
Is it
Vishnu
the
accepts.
Narayan?
Yeah, Vishnu, Narayana, they accept. Not Krishna. See, Radha, Krishna, we cannot touch them. When I mean touch them, we cannot get anywhere near them if we don't develop Krishna Prema. Okay. So today, which is why we always say, that's why I'm saying, I said that I'm trying to come into Krishna consciousness because actually Krishna consciousness is not cheap. Krishna consciousness means thinking about Krishna all the time in love, loving devotional service, Prabhupada said, So pure devotional service means loving pure devotional service. Pure simply means that there is no anya abhilashita shunyam, no other desire. No other desire. No other desire means what? Literally no other desire, but to just please Krishna. Was Yashoda Mata thinking about herself, her household chores, or that she has to do something, she has to do? Her whole life is just Krishna. What about Vrajavasis? other senior gopis in Vrindavan or Gopas or anybody for that matter, did they have any other duty to do? They didn't have any other duty to do. It was all A to Z Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness doesn't mean that we do our duty. How are the gopis doing their duty? They were getting scolded, chastised by their in-laws because they were all apparently married. Anyway, these secrets we will discuss some other time. There are secrets means it's in Brajalila. All other everything is open secret except Brajalila is closed secret. It's so deep. What was there? Right? I mean, they used to get chastised because they're not doing their work properly. Right? They're not doing their work properly. Nothing is getting done. Because they're always just thinking, worrying about Krishna. Oh, Krishna is walking in the, on the path to the forest. There'll be pebbles, there'll be thorns that are pricking his lotus feet, and they're just worried. They're so worried they're not able to do their work. This is Krishna consciousness. Initially we say that, do your duty. Bhagavad Gita, if you read Bhagavad Gita, first Krishna in the first few chapters is telling Arjuna, saying that Arjuna, do your duty. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturvur ma te sangosto karmani. Padhamamma picha aveksha na vikampitam arrasi. So Krishna is telling so many verses to Arjuna, saying, do your duty, do your duty. This duty is part of what is called as varnashrama dharma. Okay, so there is grihastha dharma, basically there's purusha dharma, stri dharma, etc. So in the first 6 chapters, Krishna is telling Arjuna, saying that Arjuna, do your duty. Do your grihastha duty. You're a grihastha, you're a kshatriya, you have to fight. What does he say in the 18th chapter? What is that famous verse? Sarvadharman parityaja. So what is it? Yeah, what is Krishna saying? First he said, do your dharma. From possibly the 3rd chapter, 5th chapter, by the time he got to the 18th chapter, Krishna already changed his narrative. Story change ho gaya. He changed the story. He said, give up your dharma. What does this mean for all of us? Has anybody spoken about these things before? See, these are very, very important topics to understand. Actually, Krishna consciousness means this. Many devotees are in the misconception saying that we have to do our duty all our life. How many of us think that we have to do our duty all our life? And then I'll ask you, what is our duty all our life? And then if so, why is Krishna saying Sarvadharman Parityaja? Does this mean that is not applicable to us? Oh, Prabhu, don't ask so many questions. You came here to give class. Why are you messing up with our heads?
Krishna, Prabhu,
No,
is it
Prabhu,
your duty?
no, Prabhu, it is very
interesting, Prabhu, it is. Yeah.
It's making us to think.
Yes, Prabhuji. I never
Yeah.
heard all this before.
Yeah, please, somebody was trying to answer.
Please do your duty by connecting to Krishna.
I can't understand that.
Prabhu, is it that as a grihastha, as a vanaprastha, there are different duties which you are supposed to perform?
Excellent.
So, as a grihastha, I mean, the duties while you are performing the Krishna conscious, you be in Krishna conscious, and then that's what I could understand.
Okay, now you started digging the first step into, I won't call grave, into pure devotional service. Okay, so this is the first step into pure devotional service. When in Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Ramananda Rai is speaking to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu about highest perfection of life, Ramananda Rai first says Varnashrama Dharma, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not reject it. He says, tell me something higher. Now, please understand, something higher, we always get to something higher after we come to something lower, right? From the stage of being lower, we come to higher. But this lower platform only we don't seem to understand in ISKCON today. How many of us have actually thought about Varnashrama Dharma? It's a rejected topic in ISKCON. And I am still not able to figure out why it has been rejected, because to me, I'm a Grihastha. This is so important to understand this. So the reason I'm saying this is I heard people, devotees answering saying that we have to do our duty and still connect to Krishna. This is all just very temporary kind of situation. Okay. This is not where we have to get. And if we remain like this, we will not achieve Krishna Prema. Prabhupada somewhere says that one has to do only devotional service, devotional activities of pure devotional service for 15 to 18 years to achieve Krishna Prema. How many years? 15 to 18 years
15 to 18 years.
of only devotional activities. Now, the point that we are making today is for Grihasthas, we are doing Grihastha Dharma. Grihastha Dharma is not pure devotional service. Because it still has a lot of, we still have desires, we want everything. We pray still to Krishna saying that, please take care of my family. If somebody is unwell, we pray to Krishna, please take care of this, of my child, of husband, wife, etc., etc. This is not pure devotional service. So, and it's unavoidable in Grihastha Dharma, we have responsibilities to take care. So we end up doing all this. And Prabhupada writes in one of his purports saying that in Bhagavad Gita purport, he says, as a Grihastha, yeah, sometimes it's inevitable to make such prayers to Krishna because we are in Grihastha and we have some responsibilities. But pure devotional service, mostly for most of us, will start after we cross Grihastha Dharma. Which means that Anya Abhilasha, there should not even be one iota of desire of anything. Bhagavatam says that we should eat only for self-preservation. And that self-preservation is in whose hands? That we are alive is in Krishna's hands. A pure devotee doesn't ask anything from the Lord. This we know. We have to reach this stage. And I'll answer the questions later. So I'm going to just speak a few things right now. So the whole point is that when we are in Grihastha, we have various responsibilities. And the major responsibility in Grihastha Dharma is to actually take care of family. So the Purusha has his Dharma, Stri has her Dharma. And then by the age of 50, technically by the age of 50, we should give up Grihastha Dharma. And in today's modern world, what is this meaning of giving up Grihastha Dharma? Basically means simply marrying our children and washing off our hands. That is the end of Grihastha Dharma. Okay. Now, why is this important? Today is disappearance day of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur has given one sutra for Grihasthas. He was a Grihastha, right? All of you know. He was a Grihastha, he was a magistrate. His life is the ideal for Grihasthas. Please read about Bhaktivinoda Thakur, if you get a chance. He recommended saying that in Grihastha Dharma, how many hours of bhakti, direct devotional activities? I'm not talking about this. I'm doing my karma and also doing bhakti. No, direct devotional service to be done.
8
How many
hours.
hours? Yeah.
8 hours.
8 hours. This is pure devotional service. Okay. When we are able to do 8 hours, pure devotional service activities in a day while being Grihastha, that is a standard that our acharyas have given. Okay, now obviously we are not able to do 8, right? Hardly, with all struggle, and if we are really struggling, we might get up to 3, 4 maximum. Some very rare souls will do more than that, and that's very nice. But it is troubling. It is 8 hours because there are 8 hours of responsibility to be done, kartavya, karma as we call it, and then 8 hours of sleep and bathing and other daily activities. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that this is Grihastha, for a Grihastha. For a Vanaprastha, the 8 hours of duty should be gone. And that 8 hours of duty should add up to 8 hours of devotional service, and one should do 16 hours of devotional service in a day. If we do like this for 15 to 18 years, we go to Goloka. Okay, this is the recipe. So the reason I'm saying that is that, pure devotional service is not cheap. We should understand that we are doing whatever we are doing to get there. If we don't get there, we cannot really get there in terms of whatever our destination of Krishna Prema. So I asked the question, how do we get to Krishna Prema? This is the answer. Of course, what is the process of devotional service? Shravanam, Kirtanam, yes, like you said. serving the spiritual master, serving seniors, Vaishnavas, etc. But it is not duty. Duty is not part of that, right? That we should understand that this is karma yoga. Yat karoshi yad ashnasi yat josi dadasi yat. This is karma yoga. This is not bhakti yoga. When it is done in such a way that 100% of the results is offered to Krishna, then it becomes bhakti yoga. Okay, but that too, it is not direct bhakti. It is indirect bhakti. Direct bhakti is Shravanam Kirtanam. Okay, so keep this in the back of your mind, because pure devotion requires a lot of effort. Okay. So coming back to our topic, the reason why I spoke about this is many of us are, hear about. So the pastime that I'm going to talk about now, the mood of separation that the Brajavasis experienced is the central theme of this whole Jagannath Rath Yatra. Okay, so it's not about, so that, moving that cart from Kurukshetra or Dwaraka to Gundicha, which is actually Vrindavan. It's the external. The internal is that meeting between Krishna and all the gopis that happened in Kurukshetra, right, during the eclipse. And these things we have to read. We have to absorb ourselves in the mood of the Brajavasis. So somebody talked about Raga Bhakti. Yeah, maybe, when if time permits, maybe last 5-10 minutes, I'll talk about what this Raga Bhakti is. The Brajavasis were literally torn. Their life came to a standstill. When Krishna apparently left Vrindavan. They couldn't do anything. I mean, the same thing actually we see in even Ramayana. Ayodhya Vasis, actually their complete life comes to a standstill. Bharata comes back from his uncle's place, when his mother calls him, and he sees like really Ayodhya is come to a standstill. It's dead. There's no life in Ayodhya. Right? And literally, this is the state of affairs in Vrindavan after Krishna leaves. And many of our acharyas have described, we understand to some extent what is the mood of Rajavasis, but we can't understand the mood of Krishna. Literally Krishna, if somebody has read Ananda, Gopala Champu by Srila Jiva Goswami. Gopala Champu Jiva Goswami actually reveals the mood of Krishna when he's in Mathura and then Dwaraka. Literally Krishna is in tears every day. Because Krishna cannot live anywhere. I mean, even if he's Vasudeva Krishna, that Vrindavan Krishna is still in Vrindavan. But the mood of Vasudeva Krishna is also that of separation, but his mood is slightly different. But because this is a pastime which is going on, and Krishna is showing his intent to come back to Vrindavan, to appear, to manifest in front of all the Brajavasis. So he is apparently showing some pastimes of separation even in Dwaraka. And this is the heart of this Jagannath Rath Yatra. The whole story starts when the queens of Dwarka actually are hearing Krishna every night. He's like just in his sleep, he's literally crying and calling out various names of certain devotees, certain people whom the queens of Dwarka did not have understanding of who they are. So once they all come to Rohini Mata and they ask Rohini Mata, saying that Krishna every day in his sleep calls out these names. Of course, they knew Radharani. Then so many other devotees, names of devotees, and he's literally, he's in sorrow. Who are they? And of course, the queens of Dwarka were not, they were not feeling that Krishna is having some affair or anything, right? They were very clear about their own position, Krishna's position. So they were asking Rohini Mata, these must be some exalted devotees if Krishna is able to, is wanting to think about them, even in his sleep, in such a feeling of sadness and separation, which means that he just wants to be with them. Who are these people? What is the mood of their service? How do they serve Krishna? Can we understand these things? We want to understand, we want to hear this. Because all the Dwaraka, queens of Dwaraka, they all thought themselves as maid servants of Krishna's home. They never thought themselves as queen. This is another topic about rasas, which we can discuss some other time. So Rohini Mata says, see, Krishna and Balaram. Rohini Mata along was the only other person who was in Vrindavan, right? When Krishna and Balaram were growing up there. And so she literally knew about all these things. So she tells the queens, saying that, see, whatever I'm going to reveal now is not something that is liked. Krishna Balaram don't like these things to be discussed. But I can reveal it to you all because you're also anxious. And then she gives a task to Subhadra Mai. Subhadra, you stand at the door and I will be narrating these pastimes inside. And if Krishna Balaram comes, your job is to notify me so that I can stop the narration and change the topic. Okay, so the door was closed. Subhadra Mai is standing outside. Rohini Mata started discussing the beautiful nectarian pastimes of Vrindavan. And this is another topic in ISKCON. We're all very fond of hearing Radha Krishna pastimes, but actually we should not hear Radha Krishna pastimes till first we understand who is Radha and who is Krishna, what is the mood of service that Radha has towards Krishna. Without understanding this, we should not hear about private pastimes of Radha and Krishna, because otherwise we'll just simply laugh, treat it like some mundane story and laugh at it, or anyway, that's a different topic. So this is very nectarian, and it's pure devotion, which like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Gopi Bhartur Pada Kamalayor Dasa 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 Anudasa. He taught us a mood of devotion, which is actually the central theme of this Jagannath Rath Yatra. That is the mood that we have to develop if you want to achieve Krishna Prema. So as she starts narrating, obviously those pastimes are so nectarian that everybody just lost themselves. This is called samadhi. Samadhi is that when we are hearing narrations about Krishna and we lose external consciousness. That's called samadhi. So they all went into samadhi. Samadhi means no external consciousness. So now Subhadra, obviously her job she was given a job to do. But these nectarian pastimes are so nectarian that you can't do any job. You can't cook. You can't take care of anything. You just lose yourself. And this is pure Krishna consciousness. So she's standing, and obviously she was very eager to hear what's happening because these pastimes are not very rarely heard. So then she puts her ears on the door and she's hearing, and then she loses herself. Now what happened? And there's an instruction which is given to her by Rohini Mata saying that be alert, if Krishna and Balaram comes, you need to notify me because I need to stop this narration because otherwise they're going to get upset. But she just lost herself. She forgot. No kartavya, no sense of kartavya, no sense of duty, gone. And then Krishna and Balaram come, and then they're looking at this funny. What is this Subhadra doing here? She's putting her ear, eavesdropping. Oh, this is not done by respectable people. So then they say, okay, there must be something interesting going on here. And they also come, and they also put their ear on the door. The pastimes of Vrindavan are so nectarian that even Krishna and Balaram cannot contain themselves. So when they start hearing, they just forget themselves as well. And as this narration is going on, so we talked about Krishna Prema. So there's a book called Madhurya Kadambini. How many of you have read this? Have anybody read Madhurya Kadambini? Anyway, last 5-10 minutes. Yeah, you read Mataji? Okay. Last 5 minutes, I'm going to talk about how to read Prabhupada's books and in what order to read and when to read what. Because it's a very important thing. Anyway, so this book Madhurya Kadambini is not written by Srila Prabhupada. It is written by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And he discusses the various stages of bhakti. So Beyond at the stage of Krishna Prema, of course, then Srila Rupa Goswami also discusses this in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. There are multiple stages, and the topmost is called Mahabhava. So Radharani is called Mahabhava Swarupini. So they, as they were hearing this pastime, they go into this most highest platform of bliss of Krishna Prema. And then this highest platform of bliss of Krishna Prema, the material body loses material logic, as in it just works against the rules of nature. It doesn't confide, or it doesn't align with the rules of material nature. Body just acts in its own way. This is Asta Satvika Vikar. So, and this so happens that Krishna, Balaram, and Subhadra, in their ecstasy of hearing the nectarian pastimes of Radha and Krishna and Vrindavan and the gopis, that they just, their hands and legs just go in like a tortoise. And because of the nature of those pastimes, the eyes become enlarged. So whenever, and this is that Mahabhava form. So whenever we see Jagannath, of course we say why Jagannath has such large eyes, and devotees say because he can see anybody, everybody who's there. For that, Jagannath doesn't require such large eyes, isn't it?
Krishna, Prabhuji, you're breaking. We couldn't hear. Prabhuji, that sentence we couldn't hear, Prabhuji, because you were breaking.
Okay. I'm breaking?
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji. Can you repeat that sentence, please?
Okay. So I said that, I don't know which sentence, but I'm going to repeat the last two sentences maybe.
The eyes became big.
The large
Yeah,
eyes.
big eyes. Large eyes. Okay. Does Jagannath require large eyes to see all of us? No. He doesn't require large eyes to see all of us. He doesn't require any kind of eyes to see us. Right? It's not material. But it is those eyes which are actually the mood of separation. So whenever we see Jagannath, whom did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu see when he went to Jagannath Mandir? What did he see? He didn't see Jagannath. He didn't see this big guy, Jagannath. He only saw Sham Sundar Krishna standing in his, three bent form with flute in his mouth. So when we see Jagannath, the only mood we should feel is the separation of the gopis and Krishna from each other. This is Jagannath Rath Yatra. So the day we enter into this mood, we cannot live for a moment. Ashlishya va padaratam pinushtumam adarshanam marmatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidadatu lampato matprananatastu sevanaparha. This is the mood of Radharani. This is Jagannath Rath Yatra. Okay. So, and getting there is not cheap. That's the point I want to drive. Because I believe that all of you are very dedicatedly doing this session day to Friday. I don't know for how many years, Narayani Mataji? Long time?
Now close to 2 years, Prabhu. We have
Very
started
nice.
on 5th of September, yeah.
Very
Close
nice.
to 2 years.
See, dedication is required to do devotional service, but direction is also very, very important, right? So the direction is absolutely, completely, fully there in Srila Prabhupada's books. Whatever I'm speaking today, 95% of it is based on Srila Prabhupada's books. 5% of it is based on Srila Prabhupada's books, but with deeper philosophy from Acharyas. But we should understand, devotional service, we think that, oh, I'm so happy doing devotional service. Is that the goal? Many times I've seen in many congregations, temples, etc. After a class, somebody gives a class, maybe it's a whatever Leela, some class about, some festival, etc. Then a person whoever makes the announcement says, I hope all of you had fun. Is this pure devotional service? What should have been the question? I want all of you to think, because I don't know, I'm sure you're all coming from various parts of India, outside India, etc. Right? Take this mood. Please take this mood. Prabhupada said, even if I can create one pure devotee, my job is done. Right? Because today, unfortunately, in ISKCON, we are losing this flavor of pure devotional service. You know, one of the most common topics that Srila Prabhupada used to speak about when he was present in front of us was about surrender. How many times do you hear in classes topics about surrender? And topics about surrender doesn't mean surrender to Krishna. Oh, what does this mean? If it's like for somebody like me saying that prepare dal, it's like that. I have no idea. Somebody needs to tell me saying that, okay, by the way, there are these different types of dal. I was so ignorant few years back. Of course, now by Krishna's mercy, for Krishna service, I've learned a little bit cooking. But otherwise, I had no idea. Right? So if somebody just tells me saying that cook dal, what do I know? I have no idea. If somebody says surrender to Krishna, what does it mean? I have no idea. So these topics are what we need to be discussed. So the question is not about whether we had fun. The question is about whether Krishna was pleased by our service. If Krishna is pleased our service, automatically we feel happiness. We experience happiness. We experience bliss without effort. Any day we did any service and then we had no time to breathe even that day, and then we sat, and even in our sleep we are chanting Hare Krishna. Even in our sleep those same services are coming, and we are in bliss for the next 1 or 2 days. That shows that Krishna was very pleased with our service. It's very simple. Because we are doing all this not for our happiness. That we say to new people. Of course, I didn't ask how many of you are new to Krishna consciousness. This is I've given a slightly more serious class, I can say. Because this is not for newcomers. I should have asked, but I forgot. So the mood is to always please Krishna. Mood is to always please Krishna. And I'm also very, sometimes to say mood is to please Guru. Why am I wary about saying while that is Shastra? But I am wary about saying that. Why? Can somebody tell? Why should I be wary about saying that please the Guru?
Because the Guru is the one who takes us, shows a path.
No. So I should be happy to say no. Then I should say that, yeah, please the Guru. But I'm saying I'm reluctant to say please the Guru.
Because it depends if the Guru is from which parampara, Prabhuji. Is it
okay, yeah. Okay, even within ISKCON.
Maybe it is very difficult to please the Guru, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay.
He's a representative.
Can do also.
Sometimes it's difficult to understand, Prabhuji. This is my experience that what will please.
Okay. Krishna brought me to this topic.
Guru does not keep us in comfort zone, Prabhu.
So then we should then more try to please Guru, no? I'm saying I'm wary about saying this statement while this is what the Shastra says. Why am I wary? Why am I reluctant to say please Guru? How do we know if we are pleasing Guru or not?
Our sadhana.
If we are following the instructions as is.
Following the instructions. How do we know if we are following instructions?
Read Shastras, read,
By sadhanas.
No. How do we know? How do we know if we are following instructions? We have to know what the instructions are. Correct?
Hear from people who have followed.
No. Hear from Guru. Hear from Guru. Okay. This is one major issue that is happening today in ISKCON. The devotees don't hear from their Guru. All of you here also, you can answer this question for yourself. Those initiated, how many of you are hearing from your Guru Maharaj? Because if you're not hearing from our Guru, how can we please our Guru? Then we are speculating about what will please our Guru. We are doing hearsay about what will please our Guru. That's why I'm very wary. Because nowadays in ISKCON, whenever I tell something, people say this is pleasing my Guru. But if I see from the viewpoint of Guru Sadhu Shastra, it doesn't look like. So which means they are speculating. We can only know, I can know if I am pleasing my Guru only if I know what my Guru wants. How will I know what my Guru wants? Not from a third person. Directly from Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Pitete Kariya Aikya. These songs are not to be sung just like that. Guru Mukha literally means Guru Mukha. So whoever your Guru might be, I mean, that's not my botheration, right? But whoever is your Guru, it's duty bound. Disciple is duty bound to hear from the Guru. Only when we hear from Guru can we ascertain that actually what am I doing, whatever I'm doing it right or wrong, or is this pleasing the Guru or not? Huh? Same question, how do I know if I'm pleasing Krishna? By again going through Guru Sadhu Shastra. It was a trick question that I put. Saying that we can't please Krishna without pleasing Guru. Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. Yasya prasada na gati kutopi. What does it mean? Na gati. No hopes. Without pleasing Guru, no hopes of pleasing Krishna. That's why we can't go to Krishna directly, right? Dasa padakamalayur dasa 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 dasa. But for this, we have to stick to Shravanam Kirtanam process. Unfortunately, in ISKCON, what has happened is we have gone into this deity worship mode. Are you aware that there are two kinds of bhakti that we can perform to achieve Krishna Prema?
Yes, Pancharatra Vidhi and
Pancharatrika Vidhi and Bhagavata Vidhi. Actually, Pancharatrika Vidhi, the topmost process is Bhagavata Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi is recommended only for Grasthas to get them out of their material attachment. Deity worship is recommended just so that we become attached more to the deities than to our house and family and relations, etc. But the perfection is only got through Shravanam Kirtanam. So I see a lot of devotees spending a lot of time on deity worship. That will only take us up to a certain extent, because Shravanam, without Shravanam, we can't make any progress. We can't make much progress. Without Shravanam, we can't do Kirtanam. Our chanting will be weak. So please read Prabhupada's books. So what is the summary of my whole discussion today? It might seem that I was all over the place, but I was not. Krishna Prema is the goal of our life. Krishna Prema is the essence of Sri Jagannath Ratha Yatra. The way to reach Krishna Prema is to do Grihastha Dharma and then move into Vanaprastha and engage in 16 hours of pure devotional service. The process of that pure devotional service is Shravanam Kirtanam. Hence, please read Srila Prabhupada's books and distribute them. Prabhupada said that at least we should read 1 to 2 hours. We should read his books every day. If you read Prabhupada's books, there's nothing else that is required. Many times we talk about association. We have the best possible association in Srila Prabhupada's books with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is our association, isn't it? Prabhupada said, I'm in my books. What more association do we want? Provided we literally take it that Prabhupada is speaking to me through his books. So if Prabhupada is saying follow pure devotional service, then we should say, yes, Prabhupada, I am following, I will follow. This is association with Prabhupada. But unfortunately, the way we read books is we read whatever, how much ever we can consume, we consume. How much we can practice, we practice. And the rest we leave it, saying that this is not practical for me. That way we cannot achieve Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema is not. We can go to Vaikuntha. You know what Prabhupada said? Prabhupada said that most of the devotees in ISKCON will go to, where will most of the devotees in ISKCON go? Anybody knows?
Vaikuntha.
Vaikuntha. Wow. I would have been so happy if it was that. But it's not that.
Depends upon their consciousness.
No, most of the devotees in ISKCON will go where? That's the question I'm asking. Prabhupada gave an answer to this. He said most of the devotees will go to Swarga.
Heavenly planets?
Swarga. And Swarga is within this material world. Why? Why did Prabhupada say this? The destination of a devotee performs pure devotional service is Vaikuntha. If it is Aishwarya Bhava, he'll go to Vaikuntha. If it is Vishnu, he'll go to Vaikuntha. If it is Krishna and Aishwarya Bhava, he'll go to Dwaraka. If it is pure love and love, which is Madhurya, then he'll go to Goloka. Okay. Who will go to Swarga is one who does mixed devotion. Devotees who do mixed devotion end up in Swarga. And Prabhupada said most of the devotees in ISKCON will go to Swarga. So now each of us have to decide what kind of association I need or what kind of association I want to develop. If you want to go to Goloka, you have to get the association of pure devotees only, which means Anyavilashita Shunyam, which means in the association of those devotees who don't have any other desire but to please Krishna and Guru, and who dedicated their life to that. Because pure devotion, Prabhupada says, is infectious. He said pure devotion is infectious. And we absolutely want this infection without any antidote. We don't want a anti-corona injection for this, right? We want pure devotional service. We want to be infected by that. And the only way we're going to get infected is by being in the association of pure devotees. Prabhupada created ISKCON for pure devotional service. But he also said that most of the devotees will end up in Swarga because mixed devotion will become prevalent. So you can decide where you want to go. If you want pure devotion, then stick to pure devotees, stick to pure devotional service. Understand the difference between pure devotion and mixed devotion. So that you can differentiate. Rupa Goswami, Bhagavatam speaks about neophyte devotees, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari, pure devotion, mixed devotion. And then when we speak about these two devotees say, Prabhu, it is very offensive to discriminate. Okay, please go and tell Rupa Goswami. He asked us to differentiate. So he wanted us to offend devotees? No. Again, incomplete, wrong understanding of what is an offense. Discriminating to keep ourselves away from somebody is not an offense. Disrespecting is an offense. There's a big difference between these two. So that's what we should do. That's where then we will end up with Krishna in the beautiful Vrindavan. Okay, my time is over. So I don't know whether I did justice to the topic I was given, but this is what I was inspired to speak, and I've spoken. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavranda ki jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhu Bevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Vani Mataji had her hand up for some time. Yeah.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Right.
Prabhuji, you kind of jolted us. You just woken up. It's like I've left shaken. It feels just like so many things.
Yeah, Yudeka.
I have to go and re-question it, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it's Prabhuji, you as you were ending it, you said mixed devotion and Prabhuji, in the practical life, in the current world, could you please give some example of mixed devotion, Prabhuji, like as a grahastha, like just some examples, please?
Yeah, I mean, mixed devotion. See, okay, so this might again be further jolt, and the jolt continues. Okay, see, for example, how many of us want better economic condition for ourselves, economic progress, more money, more prosperity? All this is mixed devotion. See, we should understand. Prabhupada says, actually, this is a very important question that you asked. Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, he says, no verses covered, no shlokas covered. Yeah, thank you. So Prabhupada says that Material well-being follows spiritual well-being. Pure devotee is not worried about his material well-being because he knows Krishna is given assurance saying that yoga kshemam vahamyam. Krishna has given an assurance to his devotee saying that I'll take care of your material stuff. Don't worry. Ma suchaha. So pure devotee, while he might be a grihastha, he doesn't ask anything from Krishna apart from just pleasing Krishna. Please understand that this is not a overnight woken up state. Okay. It's not like today I sleep, tomorrow morning I wake up and I'm just suddenly stopped asking everything from Krishna. Today I'm, no, it doesn't work that way. But this is a direction that we should understand, we should all head towards. At some point in life, we should reach a stage where we are not asking anything materially at all. This is pure devotion. Right? And all our endeavor, desire is to simply please Guru and Krishna. Yeah, even if we are doing our duties, what is the goal of our duties? Bhagavatam says, Guru na sasyat, Pita na sasyat, Janani na sasyat. Our only duty at home really is to create a Krishna conscious environment, bring up children in Krishna consciousness. If there are elders, take care of them with Krishna consciousness. Husband and wife deal with each other on the platform of Krishna consciousness. I mean, yeah, that's why I said the jolt continues. So one of the things that all of us have to reach before we can even think of Krishna Prema is the Brahmabhuta stage. Brahmabhuta is a stage of mukti, where we are done with material stuff, where a devotee is not even concerned about his body, about his wealth, about his family, about society, nation, nothing. He's just taken all that, put it at Lord Krishna's lotus feet and said, Krishna, it's up to you. This is pure devotion. Like I said, it's not a overnight state to achieve, but it can be a certain milestone for all of us to reach. Of course, if somebody is already there, great, you're already on the path, right? So then it's yeah, then you know that yeah, this is what you're doing. It's not a jolt anymore.
This seems like there's no hope for me, Prabhuji. So
I want to. I mean, I didn't see, my whole idea was not to discourage 46 other people or 47 other people here. See, I was also like this at one stage in my life, right? See, maybe can the YouTube be stopped? I'm going to talk.